Yeah, but Bill, I've not even got my bloody glasses on yet. 1 minute, Bill. Bill, 1 minute! Breaking news. What? Nintendo's been hacked! What? Are you ready to go? Sandra, are you ready to go? Are you ready to go right now? Because it looks like you're having a cup of tea with Susan. Oh, I'm ready. Okay, Bill, what do you mean you've got no notes for me? It's a breaking news story, so we're just gonna have to report live. Okay. Go. Hello! You're watching N.N.N. or New Nintendo News. This is a show where we keep you, yes you, up to date with the latest Nintendo gaming news. On today's show, breaking news, we don't even have a script going. Nintendo have just been hacked. We've just had a report that Nintendo have been hacked. No, I'm not talking about the GIGALEAK from earlier on this year. I'm talking about a fresh, brand new hack. Oh my god. I've got a report in a professional manner. Yeah, but Bill, this is big. Okay. Bosses can go for it. Right, okay, so what we have is a report from website Video Games Chronicle, which has just been published today. Yes, today. In the article it states that Nintendo has reportedly suffered another major data leak, now related to the Nintendo Switch. Nintendo have been hacked left, right and centre this year. Someone is giving them a good... I'm telling you, someone hates Nintendo. Someone has it out for Nintendo. We need to do a bloody, what's it called, expose on the person who's trying to hack Nintendo, because it's not on. Documents related to the development of the console have reportedly been published. We say reportedly, take this report with a grain of salt. However, it all looks a bit solid. The information looks solid. But we'll have a look, let's see what it says. Like several other prominent Nintendo leaks which occurred this year, GIGALEAK, the Nintendo Network ID hack, all of that, 300,000 accounts were compromised. Listen, I'm telling you, if Nintendo compromised my account and made my credit card details get hacked, I would have been happy. Like several other prominent Nintendo leaks which occurred this year, the latest data dump first emerged on the 4chan forum and reportedly contains files related to the development of the Nintendo Switch, including a 2015 SDK. It's all very well and good Nintendo being hacked. Well, it's not very well and good Nintendo being hacked. It's really bad. What I mean is that Nintendo are secretive. Nobody knows what goes on inside that company, and this is like the first time in however many years that you've been able to get a let me take off my glasses. This is even the first time you've even been able to get a glimpse of the magic that happens inside that studio. However, it's coming at a price. Like, to be honest now, whoever's revealing this knowledge to the world, you're having a laugh. You're publishing sensitive information. You're publishing damaging information. Okay, so let's get into the good stuff. According to Nintendo historian Forest of Illusion, early indications are that the security methods detailed in the leak are not directly relevant to the final machine. Okay, so what it looks like we have is that 4chan again have been the epicenter of this groundbreaking data leak, and in that included documents about the Nintendo Switch and the SDK unit from 2015. The keys for the ROMs of the Nintendo Switch hardware. Bill, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Where's that bloody technician that can give me the real details? I need him to fill me in. He's not in. I'm gonna have to ring it. So basically the keys that help code the Nintendo Switch cartridges were almost released to the public, and that's absolutely damning. That means that you can now copy the Switch hardware, you can make Nintendo Switch games. It would ruin Nintendo as a company. Pirating would be going up through the roof. It would be like PS1 days, man. Everybody would be getting the Switch chipped and hacked. Like, it's bad, it's damaging. According to a Twitter user at Forest Illusion, it looks like the details that have been dumped in this leak aren't necessarily directly relevant to the final Switch console unit that we got, it looks like, which is good. Again, Twitter user at Forest Illusion has posted some screenshots, and one of them is a Switch design that never actually came to fruition. Do you remember when the Switch got announced and everyone was speculating, before it got revealed, everyone was speculating about its form factor and what it would look like? Do you remember how everyone like did those mock-ups of the Switch consoles? And there was one that genuinely fueled the entire internet. Everybody was like, oh my god, this is the new Switch. That looks exactly the same. It looks like the concept was leaked and somebody's remade it, possibly. Going back to the leak, we have more information. Another Twitter user goes by the name of Caitlin Molinas. She has also gone over some of the data that was allegedly contained in the data leak. According to Caitlin Molinas, it looked like the early prototype for the Nintendo Switch supposedly wasn't even going to be as powerful. It wasn't even going to be as powerful as the final design. And it was going to have a dual screen type approach like the 3DS. And one or two of the screens were going to be capped at 480p resolution. Nah, if Nintendo had brought that console out, throw it in the bin, it would have been so underpowered. So yes, it looks like the early prototype was much closer in design to the original 3DS with the dual screens, 3D video and backwards compatibility, as well as Street Pass, Spot Pass, the pedometer, were all still supposedly going to be included in there. They should have kept that. They should have kept Street Pass. Street Pass was genuinely a good idea. Do you remember Street Pass? Where whenever you walk past another 3DS owner, your consoles would communicate and then they would pop up on your 3DS as their little me character. And you could use those characters to then take them into a game and have them like as members of your party in a RPG fighting battle game. Pretty crazy actually, do you remember that? I mean, in today's day and age with Corona, nobody's going to be going anywhere near each other, gathering in crowds. It's not going to happen. So maybe it's a good idea we didn't get Street Pass. What was that, Bill? Sorry. No, reminiscent. Okay. It also looks like the device will be able to broadcast video through Miracast. What's that? Bill, what's Miracast? This would mean that potentially, with this concept, it would be a portable console that doesn't dock into a TV. Instead, it displays video wirelessly. Oh my god, Bill, I can't read this article live because this information is banging while still having the unit usable. Similar to the Wii U gamepad. Wow. It also looks like, funnily enough, that Nintendo also hired a hacker to work on the 3DS. Doing homebrew. The data leak is also to offer insight into how Nintendo attempted to hire a hacker from the... Even this hacker that Nintendo, like I said, the hacker that Nintendo wanted to hire, you know, to, obviously everybody does that, the FBI did it, right? The FBI hire like the best hackers in the world to go and work for them. So their stuff's protected. Well, Nintendo won't only do the same thing. However, Nintendo stalked this guy. I mean, look at all the information that they've got on him. Like, 26-year-old male living with parents. Typical work week includes 9 AM till 5 PM, Monday to Thursday. Evenings and weekends primarily spent at home. Surveillance didn't reveal any friends or visitors entering or leaving the residence. Nintendo stalked this guy. Oh my days. But what I'm trying to say is that all this information, someone should pull it up there in the public. You've got no manners. This is bad. It's bad. In the leak, we also got a look at some... It looks like a prototype 3DS cartridge. The size of the 3DS cartridge is different. I need to have a look at this. Oh, those cartridges look long. Oh, those cartridges are so long. Oh my days. Another interesting fact that we also have in the leak is that it's not that interesting, really, to be honest, Bill, is it? However, some people may say that Nintendo do actually deserve this. I don't, personally. I would never say that. Nintendo don't deserve this. However, Nintendo have not been playing nice throughout 2020. Yes, there have been a series of just schoolboy errors. Let's quickly run through them. Again, Nintendo blocking people's YouTube's account because they're playing Nintendo music. I mean, okay, yeah, you've got copyright laws and licensing issues. I don't really care about any of that, to be honest. I don't really care about any of that. People are playing your music on YouTube because we appreciate it. We love it. We want to celebrate Nintendo. We want to celebrate the culture. We love it. It's fantastic. Share it. It's more exposure. Don't ban people's accounts. Don't get them locked off YouTube forever. Banning people on Twitch for 48 hours because they want to play Legend of Zelda Age of Calamity. Like, What are you doing? This is promotion for you, Nintendo. You want to ban people's accounts for 48 hours on Twitch because you say that they played the game early. They've not played the game early. They've not broken any street dates. They've not stolen the game. All they've done is played it 12 hours before the rest of the world because of time differences. If the game comes out at 12 o'clock in England at midnight and it's not 12 o'clock midnight in Japan yet, that's not my fault that I get the game early. Don't ban me from Twitch just because I'm streaming the game and Japan hasn't woken up to it yet. That's not actually the way geography works. Who wakes up first, England or Japan? Joy-Con drift scandal. Don't tell us gamers that Joy-Con drift does not exist. Bill, I'm sorry, I can't. It's ruined many people's experiences with many games Nintendo. So when people are taking you to court, don't challenge them with more court orders and say it's not a thing. Some guy wanted to raise money for charity, right? And he made these custom faceplates for Nintendo Switch controllers for the Joy-Con. He wanted to donate all the proceeds to charity. Yeah, what a wonderful thing. Nintendo locked that off as well, didn't they? They just locked it off. They said, no, you can't use the Joy-Con design. Admittedly, you know, again, you've got licensing issues. You know, he did have the word Joy-Con on the controller. It did have the Nintendo Switch logo on there. So, yeah, I mean, we all get that. But it's just the fact that you're just locking off a charity event. Like, Nintendo, you just look like a Scrooge. I know it's Christmas, I know we've all had a bad year, but you look like a little Scrooge. Here at N.N.N, we do not believe that Nintendo deserve any of this. None of this hacking. So yes, it looks like that is the latest information on the new Nintendo leak going for now. And that's all we have for today. We will be back soon with a full new Nintendo news episode, program, show, thing. Bill, what's the word? What I'm looking for? You help me out.